The most common way I see games end in beginner chess is with simple hanging pieces, and the only way to solve this is by improving your board vision. But what exactly is board vision? Well, the way I would generally define it is the way that we perceive the board with our subconscious. Wow, very helpful definition. Okay, that's fair enough. Maybe I should take a more practical approach to explaining board vision at different levels. As an example, for a beginner, strong board vision may just be observing the squares controlled by the enemy pieces so that you know not to step on them. A stronger intermediate player may have internalized the tactics of a position so they can avoid pitfalls like forks, pins, and skewers without even having to try. And an advanced player may understand positional concepts so deeply that even a subtle pawn push may look like the most obvious move in the world to them. So how do I improve my board vision? Well, thank you for asking, because in order to progress to the higher levels of board vision, we're gonna have to start from the bare bones with some beginner exercises. Alright, the exercise I'm about to show you is not glamorous, it's not flashy, it's not even particularly interesting, but it will get you the results that you want in improving your board vision. What I want you to do is go to the most recent game that you played. Let's say you played an Italian. You went e4 and you want to scroll ahead up until, say, move 5 or 6. Leave it so that your opponent's just moved and it's your turn to move. And what I want you to do in this position is look at all of the potential legal moves that you can play. So I'm going to start with the pawns here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 pawn moves overall as far as I can see. Let's move on to the knights. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and now we'll do the bishop, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and like I said, this isn't the most interesting thing that you're going to do. It's not some quick fix for quick elo, but it will build up your foundations, and this is really going to help you get ahead of your competition because they're not willing to put in the grunt work unlike you. So I'll continue with the king moves. I actually forgotten my count, so I mean if everyone wants to just add that to the previous one, we got 1, 2, 3 king moves, 1, 2 queen moves, 1 rook move, and another 2 rook moves right there. And that's everything on the board, which, mind you, we've marked up some pretty nice territory over here, and that shows just how much of the board is under control from both sides, even after just a few moves have been played. So your next step after having absorbed all of the potential moves that you can play is to try and take a look at all of the squares that your opponent controls. So in that position, that means this square, the rook, by the way, is actually unguarded. So that square is not under control. This square, this square, this square, this square, this square from the rook, like that. Rook controls the king square. King controls all these guys. Queen controls that one, and the knight. Pawns are controlling all of the squares in front of them. Pawns are very, very powerful like that, building walls. The knight goes like this. Knight goes like that, also controlling the pawn. There. And finally, a couple bishop moves. And the quicker that you can mark down this highlighting and analysis, the quicker you're going to be able to do this in an actual game when you left click and you don't have any highlights at all. Because what's going to happen after you do this drill enough times is that your brain is going to internalize this highlighting into the subconscious, so you're going to automatically register the squares that are under control, and you're going to stop blundering your pieces in one move, which is fantastic for your chess. On top of that, you're also going to start noticing the opponent's pieces which are hanging, which in this position is this bishop and the rook, because they're not defended by any pieces or any pawns. And these two exercises combine together beautifully because you're now going to know all of the squares that your pieces can move to, and also all of the opponent's squares which are under control, which means they're hanging pieces. Put 2 and 2 together and you're going to start taking the opponent's hanging pieces with your pieces, because you know where all your pieces can move and where all of their pieces are defended. So this is some practical action, so you don't just hear that nonsense advice that you probably keep getting told as a beginner, which is just, oh, stop hanging your pieces and take their free pieces. This is some practical progress that you can make towards actually reaching that goal. The second thing you can do for your board vision as a beginner is a little bit more interesting, and what you want to do is go to puzzles, go to custom puzzles. You can do this on chess.com or Lichess, doesn't really matter. Set your rating range to something pretty low, like 500 to 1000. Normally puzzle ratings are a bit inflated, but for the purpose of what we're doing, we just want some really easy puzzles. Then go down here, go to hanging pieces, get that one selected, deselect every other theme, and then get started. And all you're doing here is just drilling these over and over again until you can solve them basically in 1 to 2 seconds and immediately see that the opponent's pieces are hanging, and then you take them. So like this one, snap, take the knight, continue. Another one, you can see snap, take the queen. Okay, whatever. I meant to take the rook, but you get what I'm saying here. You just want to keep drilling these until you can do them instantly with a pretty much 100% success rate. Other than mouse slips, maybe I'll let you get away with them. If you're very new to the game, don't try and overwhelm yourself with all the forks, pins, and skewers and these other kind of tactics. Just focus on getting the fundamentals down 100%. The third and final way that I'm giving you to train your board vision as a beginner is actually going to start to bleed into some intermediate exercises as well, and it's trying to observe all of the possible moves that your opponent can play in order to block a check. So in this position, we have an England gambit going like this and delivers queen to b4 check. What looking at all of the opponent's blocking moves is going to do is it's going to start to force you to look for your opponent's legal moves, which is really helpful thought process when it comes to forcing calculation. And when you drill this enough times, you're going to start to get an inkling for whether or not checks are worthwhile to give. So in this position, you just got to try and visualize all of the possible blocking moves that your opponent has. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let me know if I missed one in the comments. That'd be pretty embarrassing, but I think I got all of them. And what I want you to do is, after you finish your 10-minute rapid game, is go through the game, and every time there is a check, I want you to try and look what would happen if you had given that check and all of the possible moves that your opponent could have played. And if you're really looking to try and up your chess improvement, then you can also start to try and evaluate the different moves and decide which one's the best. Like in this position, the queen is attacking the king and also the bishop, so the best one is to block with the bishop so that you don't lose it. Now that's the kind of higher level thinking that 1000s will start to show. So I hope this video steers you along the right lines to improving your chess calculation, and I wish you all the best of luck in your chess improvement. By the way, if you enjoyed the video and like the way that I teach and you're interested in some one-to-one coaching, then do check out the description and send me an email. But other than all of that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!